Whether we're actually physically in the parks or just in the parks in our state of mind, we are here to bring you inside the Disney parks. I'm your host, as always, Kyle Loomis. Alongside me for episode 10, Miss Brittney Reese. Welcome back, Brittney.
No, glad to be back. Can't believe it's been 10 episodes.
It has been 10 episodes. Certainly, we may have been able to get there a little bit quicker if we hadn't had our hiatus, which we explained last show. But 10 episodes is a huge marker. It's a pretty good marker. Like, do you know how many podcasts that, like, I know personally, people that ask me how to do these things have stopped even before they got to 5? Like, that's,
I mean,
it's
it
a big
is a time commitment, so
it is. It's a big deal. The fact that you have
good for us.
You put up with me for 10 episodes is the
Lord help me.
Now listen. We have a lot of good things have come out of this, right? You've learned your love of Disney, of being thrown into this. And so this is just going to be your next thing. Before you know it, you're going to be the one that's like the big time podcaster, not me.
Oh, geez. I don't know about that.
You need a new hobby. You've picked up everybody else's hobbies. You need a new one.
I know. I need to be more creative. I can't do podcasting. That's already your thing.
Well, listen, it's only my thing. Just because I forced it to be doesn't mean I'm all that good at it. But I like doing the show together. Obviously gives us some way to commiserate about not being at Disney and make it go by faster. It's tough sometimes. All right. Look, we got a lot to talk about on this episode 10. We're going to be getting into D23, Destination D23, because it's a little bit different. It's the thing in between. We're going to talk about Food and Wine Festival. We're also going to catch you up on Disney news and stuff. But one little bit of housekeeping things. We addressed last show that there's some special event coming up, and it is literally, as we are sitting here recording, right around the corner. But it's also probably already happened by the time that you're hearing this episode, given sometimes with the amount of time it gets me to get the episode out. Brittney and Ryan Reese are about to have their little baby girl, and we are so excited.
Yes,
it's our little niece as well, me and Jessica. Our party of 5 at Disney parks is about to get to party of 6. We'll figure out how to manage it, though.
We're gonna have to start taking 2 cars.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about that, actually.
I know. We might just have to fly.
We can't squeeze in there together somehow.
We can just, put little baby in the trunk, I guess.
I had this idea for our last trip that we should have just rented a bigger vehicle or something like that.
It might not be a bad idea.
That's something, I don't know. We might have to, if we want to take one car, we don't have to, obviously. But, and it just hit me that you said put baby in the trunk. That's what it's. I
would not do that, people. Just to let you know.
Thank you for clarifying that on the show, because that, people these days, they just can't take a joke or anything like that. Oh, anyway.
But yeah, she'll be here soon. So hopefully, when this comes out, all will have been well and we'll be home with our baby.
Yeah, we're excited to meet her finally. And obviously, she'll probably get that Daisy Duck doll that you got her for the whole story about how she got her name and everything. Jessica and I will figure out something extra Disney to give her to, let her name. Now, I've told you right up here, for those who are listening, you can't tell, but Donald Duck, she's going to get something Donald Duck from Uncle Kyle. Just know that.
That's okay. That's okay. We will support anything and everything Disney in our household.
All right, well, we're excited. Let's not waste any more time, Brittney, because the baby might decide to come already. So let's go. Let's talk about Disney news. Let's talk about Disney promos. Let's talk about how people, if they want to go to Disney, need to be talking to you as a Disney travel agent. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll just kind of go through this really quickly. So again, I am a travel agent specializing in Disney. I do all things Disney, Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, and also Universal. So if you're interested in booking a trip, you can find me on Instagram at Brittney Vacations. It's Brittney Vacations. And just to touch on a couple of good promos that Disney has going on right now for October 12th to November 20th, and then also November 23rd to December 25th, you can receive 20% off your resort stay, as well as a $100 dining and shopping promo card. So I thought that was really cool, because how often does Disney just give you money?
Right, Never. But you lose money when you go to Disney, and now they're actually trying to, in a roundabout way, give you a little bit of money. So you said,
paying you. That is girl math. That is.
So it's shopping and dining. Like, how do they? I guess
it's just like you'll get a gift card at check-in that you can use for food and shopping.
Well, that's what we spend most of our money on, so that'll work.
Yeah, I mean that'll be gone in the first 6 hours. And Disneyland is also running a similar promo. They're doing 20% off resort stays from August 17th to December 19th. That does not include a promo card, though. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on was this is kind of going like all the 2026 perks that are available now. The first being, of course, the free entry to the water parks is returning on your check-in day.
Yeah.
And then the new one that they're offering is kids ages 3 to 9 are going to get a free dining plan when the parents or the other adults on the trip also purchase the dining plan with that package. So
nice,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
it
that's
is
got to
nice.
be on a non-discounted trip also.
Yeah, and obviously that's how they get you. Like you can't combine these discounts and all this kind of stuff. It's been a while since we've done the whole Disney dining plan. I mean, over a decade, but it's something that I'd be open to trying again.
Yeah.
But gone are the days though of when you got like it was a super good deal. Like when we found out about the first time they did Disney dining plan, we're like, how are they making money off of this? Because we went into it like eating steaks and you get a dessert and here, with all this kind of stuff. And I know
it's definitely not for everyone. You got to make sure that it's for you and your family. I mean, if you're the kind of person who's going to get an alcoholic drink, a dessert, one of the most expensive items on the menu for each meal, and you like to do table service dining a lot, then it's probably a good financial decision for you. But if you're like us where, we do a mixture of table service, quick service, we snack a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it may not be ideal.
Right.
So,
but just
have various resources to share if anyone is contemplating dining plan or no dining plan.
It's always something to give a try, especially I know like that's a big sticking point for a lot of people is like, how am I going to, it's afford, but keep that in perspective, like my budget for dining and stuff like this is a way that you can kind of like forget about it in a sense and figure out
if it's just a way to like prepay for everything so you're not having to worry about another bill on the back end when you get home getting slapped with a credit card bill of all your dining. It's already taken care of on the front end.
Yeah, you know how much of a cheapskate I am, and so just when I go sit down at the end of a trip and just go, oh lord, but wait, you had fun, it's fine, just mark it away, put it away. All right, that's all the promos. What do we got? Like, what's closing? What's opening? What else?
Yeah, let's just talk through all that real quick. I mean, of course, there's more than I'm going to mention, but these are just the highlights. Started off with Animal Kingdom with the Boneyard, which will close on September 2nd. So it's starting. I mean, it's almost done closing. We just got a couple more things left.
Yeah, a couple more things left, and then we will eventually be done. I guess they're going to have to take off are they going to take a dinosaur off the little signage at the front of Animal Kingdom now? Because, they used to have the...
Well, no, I wouldn't think so because they still have that dragon and stuff up there.
But in a way, think about it, Brittney. There are technically dragons at the park because of the banshees over in Pandora. It's kind of dragon-like.
Dragon? I don't know.
It was supposed to be animals of prehistory, of reality, and fantasy. And so...
Well, then it would make sense to leave the dinosaur, I guess.
I guess so.
And then final thing with Animal Kingdom is, I think we've touched on this last episode, but the Zootopia show Better Zoo Together. So cringe. Is opening November 7th. I'm not excited. I mean, okay, I'm excited because it's new and it'll be...
Is it the name, Brittney? Is it the name?
It's the name, yes. But also I love Tough to Be a Bug.
I do. I love that. I love Tough to Be a Bug, but I have been watching that show over not my entire lifetime, obviously, but just forever. And it was a little dated. I don't know.
They could have just revamped it.
Yeah, but
to completely get rid of it.
I know. So this is going to be your sticking point where you're like a little bit upset about I'm upset about Dino Land leaving. You're upset about Bug's Life leaving. Tree of Life.
I'm not over that yet. Hopefully the show will be good and it'll be better than the name, which is awful.
Well, apparently they're creating this new character. Like it's like a wolf. I guess that's going to be who the new big animatronic is in it. Like, because they had Hopper, come out. Obviously, spoiler alert for anybody who didn't ever see it. Too late. I don't know. You can spoil something that you can't see anymore.
I don't think so.
But I guess I got the impression when they introduced this character that when they said it was going to open, that was going to be like the person that kind of played the portion of where Flick was and his animatronic and then the Hopper. And I don't know. That's what I'm assuming.
Guess we'll find out November 7th.
Yep.
And then for Magic Kingdom, we still don't have an opening date for Big Thunder Mountain, which I'm kind of bummed about. Like, what is taking so long?
Well, I mean, if you think about when they released some of the news lately about what that was going to look like. It looks like when you go in that cavern section, you know, that last hill going up, that it's going to be really intricate with some of the effects and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's getting a pretty significant refurb. I just wish we had an end in sight. I miss it.
Well, how about this? If you're going to be down this long without actually giving us a hope for a date this long, this better live up to the hype. That's all I want to say. Because it's been, what, 3 trips now over 2 years ish that we have missed out on this for us. I know you've been more than us, but
yeah, no, it's been a while.
It's about time. That's all I'm saying. Thunder Mountain, we need you back today.
We miss you. Buzz is closed.
Mm-hmm.
Womp womp. No date on that one either. Just 2026. I'm excited for that one.
I was gonna ask, are you a fan of the new little way it's gonna be scored, or the way you can see the thing?
I am. I think the old way, I mean, no one could tell where their laser was, and half the carts didn't really steer correctly, and it was just so old. So I'm excited for this one.
But is it going to get too easy now? And I know it was easy because everybody knew where to shoot. I just feel like that was part of the challenge. You got to like find the little dot and like move it over slowly as you're constantly shooting things.
I don't know.
I think it'll be too easy.
I think I'll still be awful at it, so it doesn't matter.
Now, no, dude, you broke the score before I did. So let's.
Well, that was when we were stalled. Don't give me too much credit.
You didn't have to say that. I was giving you the credit, you know.
Look, I got to be honest with my viewers.
That's fine.
That's really it for Magic Kingdom that I have written down. Well, I guess we can mention that the new Beacon Barrel Pirate Bar just opened. I haven't done too much digging into that to like look at the menu, and I just kind of want to be surprised. I don't know.
That's what I'm kind of doing now too, because I've had a lot of people asking when we do the TikTok live streams through the middle of the week about that, and obviously it'll be a while before our family goes back together. Maybe Brittney will get back there before us once she's done recuperating.
I don't know.
I don't know, but we're ready to see that. Part of me was like, do we really need this? But I think it kind of felt like that area could use a little bit of something that's, you know, a Pirate's Tavern. Beacon Barrel, it kind of fits perfectly with the whole parrots and all that kind of stuff. And so it's exciting. I as well have not delved too much into looking into things, because eventually we will see it, but I kind of want to let things get going before I form opinions about it from seeing it from afar.
That's kind of how I feel about Geo 82 also. I have watched a few reviews on that, but I don't know. I just want to really see it for myself and not do too much digging and spoiling.
I think that a lot of times people do that too much. They ruin something for themselves by like overdoing it on like trying to find out too much about it before it goes.
Yeah. And that's how I am kind of leading into our next park, Epcot. Test Track is open. I have not watched any ride through videos. I have allowed myself to do any spoilers on that, because again, I want to be surprised, but I have heard that people aren't super impressed with it. I mean, they like it, of course, and you know, it's not like it's trash, but not as good as maybe people were expecting it to be. Yeah, but it wasn't closed for that long, like maybe just a year.
It was long enough. Maybe I think that's the thing, kind of like we were talking about with Thunder Mountain. The amount of time something's closed kind of it builds the anticipation for what it is, especially if it's a refurb. So sometimes you do yourself a disservice if you're Disney by not giving us dates or information along the way, because people build up these ideas in their head, and then when it doesn't match it because of the time length, it kind of defeats itself a little bit. Yeah. But I don't care what the theming is, what the refurb is. Just give me 70 miles an hour around a bank curve. That's all I need. Done.
I think that's still there. So you're good. You're in the clear. And then we've also got Spaceship Earth has closed now for a refurb. They closed on August 25th, also with an opening date of TBD. So I don't think this one is going to be that long of a refurbishment. I think they're just going to be doing some like pretty surface level stuff. There is talk that Figment is going to be the next ride to have like a significant refurbishment, and that is more than overdue. Has not been confirmed. That's just speculation.
I think we could use a little bit of updating on that. I also think there's a property that would go well with Figment over there that needs a little bit more presence in the park since a certain land was
Okay.
taken from them. The Muppets in the Imagination Pavilion with Figment.
Okay.
Get on board with me. Come on. You know that's
I
a
mean,
good idea.
I don't love Muppets, but I feel like if it was going to be anywhere, that's a good place to be. But I mean, they're about to have their own roller coaster. Come on.
That's fine. Now, if
What?
they do the roller coaster, and if they do, like I've told you before, I think they should do a Muppets show theater, like a dinner theater thing next to it where the
Yeah, that would
villains
be
show.
really cool.
Then I'm good. We can just stop with the Muppets right there. Sorry.
Well, segue us into Hollywood Studios
Yeah.
with the Rock and Roller Coaster. No dates on that either, only 2026 opening and closing. So
Yeah.
I am impressed that they think that they're going to do this big of a refurb and retheme in the span of a year. But that's great. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they can stay on that timeline. So I'm excited for that one.
What do you think about the concept art, or do you remember it? I know it's been several weeks since it came
No,
out.
I think it's cool. I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
again, not the biggest Muppets fan, but I think it's got good potential.
I do like what I've seen so far. When I looked at the concept, and remember, it's just concept art, so something may change, obviously, but it looks like, obviously, the showroom right now where you see Aerosmith, obviously, how to people, all that kind of stuff. I took it that that's an animatronic, I think, scooter over to the right in that, if I'm remembering. I don't have the image in front of me, but I think I remember there was like a scooter, that Muppet there, and it looked like he was going to be an animatronic. So I'm hoping that we get like a good mix of the pre-show where it is the little just screen show that you have, but you also have something going on in there. I know you haven't seen this, Brittany, but the Spider-Man ride out in the California Adventure does that very well with like things that are happening on screens, 3D, but also things happening, like, in the actual room with you and kind of popping off things, steaming, things like that. So I'm excited for it.
My only request of Disney is that they do not get rid of that launch first thing.
Oh, that's not going anywhere. No.
I don't anticipate that they're going to. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to do anything with the track with it only being a year-long refurb. Maybe even less than that.
No, it's safe.
And then the last thing I wanted to note was the Skyliner is going to go under its normal yearly refurbishment from January 25th to 31st. So if you're staying at any of the Skyliner resorts, Art, Pop, Caribbean Beach, Riviera, Boardwalk, Beach Yacht, just be aware that Skyliner will be out of commission for those dates.
It's just a week, right? 23rd through the 31st?
The 25th through the 31st.
23rd, 31st. Man, they can get everything done with that amount of gondolas up there that they've got to go up and like clean, refurb, all that stuff.
Yes.
Let's talk about our main topics this evening. We'll start off with something that's really news heavy since we just moved out of a news segment anyway. Most of you know D23 is the official Disney fan club, and obviously something that I'm super jealous that I can't be a part of. It's just, well, I guess I can. I choose just not to spend the money to be a part of it and stuff. But I do have a goal one day, Brittany, to be out there at the actual D23 event in Anaheim that they have every other year. But what we're talking about today is Destination D23. And that is what they do in the years in between. And usually it's like either somewhere else or like Walt Disney World as opposed to Anaheim, or sometimes I think they've gone overseas as well. This year it was at Walt Disney World. And while it's not like the D23, the actual event is the one where they give the big announcements. It's where we got Villains Land, all that kind of stuff announced. This is kind of the smaller things, or just a way to kind of get you over the hump until we get to the next 2-year event for D23. I've had some years where Destination D23 is kind of and then sometimes you get some surprising things. I think I'll say, Brittany, that we didn't get like the biggest announcements again, but
I wasn't super excited about them.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us something, which was good, but
I do think what they talked about, especially on one thing, is something that will preserve something that is so special, nostalgic, all that.
Well, lay it on us.
And be given. I'll just say it. We are getting an update to the Carousel of Progress. That's the old theme song for it.
I was about to say, that is not it.
I think I'm singing it correctly and the tune. Probably not. Everybody's screaming at me now. That's like, what is he doing? No, the Carousel of Progress is getting an update in the coming future. It is, I think,
an update though, right? It's just an addition.
So here's how I understood it. It literally just happened to have finished up a few hours ago from when we're recording this. So people may be watching this or listening like, oh no, they said this. So we're gathering information as we can. My understanding is they are going to take the hype of the Disneyland animatronic of Walt and put that in to the opening scene of Carousel of Progress. And so he will now, as opposed to that normal narrator, kind of open everything up, get it going, all that kind of stuff. But I believe it's implied in the reports I saw written about it, Brittney, that Carousel of Progress will get things throughout it, like meaning the other scenes will be updated as well. Frankly, as much as I love keeping things as they were, I'm a history buff of Disney parks history and stuff like that. I think you and I both agree it's time to maybe move.
For sure. Yes.
A little
I
bit
am
into
all
future.
for a complete refurb of that. I just didn't think that was what they meant. But if that's how you're interpreting it, then that is awesome. I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's just what I'm interpreting from it right now. Again, the information is new to us at this time. But even if they didn't refurb the whole thing, I think it's cool that they are going to bring that Walt animatronic or a version of it over here to Disney World, because you don't want to give each Disneyland and Disney World the exact same thing, but this is in a different attraction. And this, for all of you that are always worried that they're going to take away some of those special things from us, this shows you right there. And I think I saw a clip of them announcing this, and they said this will preserve the legacy and those that are, always wanting Carousel of Progress to be around. So, still a good place to go catch a nap though, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I'm excited that we will get a little bit of newness for it. Right now, I think it starts in the 50s, like is the first scene or something like that, and then goes like 60s, 80s, and then it's supposed to kind of be like a 90s, 2000s type of year in that scene. Maybe we can actually get an updated end scene where we're, I don't know,
actually what it is. We don't have smart ovens just yet.
No.
Although I'm sure they do exist in some capacity.
Now, if they want to get really cool, Brittney, Jessica and I were talking about this when we were discussing the news of this weekend coming out. I said, I think opening scene should be Walt, obviously introducing the Carousel of Progress. Here's how it debuted, and we want to take you through how progress has taken place through our society. I think you keep the official opening scene like the old times, then maybe you do the second scene of it, or I guess there's opening first, second, maybe like in the late 70s and 80s, then do like the 2000s, the early 2000s, and then you have like a futuristic one. That's what I would say. That's what I would love personally.
Yeah.
Would you?
No, that sounds good, because I feel like the futuristic one that they have right now is not too far off from our present.
Yes, it's not so much of a speculation anymore. It is kind of already happening. We got self-driving cars and all that kind of stuff. But I obviously that was the thing. I know there's more to talk about than that, but that to me was the biggest thing that I took away from Destination D23.
I mean, they announced that silly thing about Tron is getting a little bit. Tron's getting a layover. Woo! They're gonna have red lights and music by Nine Inch Nails to commemorate the new Tron movie that's about to come out. But okay,
Tron Ares. Tron Ares is listen, you can't fault Disney for promoting its stuff though, right? They got these things built. They gotta promote it.
Just like, okay, that's yay.
You know what would be cool though? If it was, because my understanding is with this new movie, the Tron Ares thing is like a program that takes over again, and it's like invading our world. It would be cool if they varied it and actually changed the lighting at random. So like every ride, you're not guaranteed to get it. Of course, then it kind of, for those that wanted it, it would probably disappoint you a little bit, I guess, but it would be cool
just to have some variability like Guardians does, like what color are you going to get, or which song are you going to get,
right?
And maybe they will do that.
I doubt they'll do it to start off with it. Maybe once like the hype of this and they keep doing it, that would be cool. Like if you're sitting in the tunnel geared up and all of a sudden like the lights go off for a second and then it comes off of being blue and then it goes up to red and you're like, oh crap, we just got the virus got us or whatever Ares is or things like that. I think Shanghai's getting the same thing.
They're getting the same thing. Yeah.
Same thing as us.
Yep.
But you're not a fan of it, huh? Or not at least excited about it. It's cut.
I don't love Tron in general, movies or the ride, so it's whatever to me. I mean, I'll ride it.
I
It's
was
not like I
about to
hate it, but it's not my favorite.
why doesn't it do anything for you?
It's just so short. And it's really
Oh,
uncomfortable to me, the ride vehicle.
I did the first time we rode it. I had that built up, not just by hearing it from you because you did it before us, but a lot of people told me that your like shins are going to hurt, obviously because of the way that you sit in there. I don't think I wouldn't say it's comfortable, but I would say I didn't have any problems with it. I think it's fair though that the biggest gripe is that it's short, and once again, you and I were talking about earlier about things taking so long. That sometimes the
That
length
took
of
forever.
the length of it can make it too much. But what else? Anything else from Destination D23?
That's really the big takeaways that I had. There was some stuff about like Disneyland Paris, like their Frozen Land is
Oh,
opening soon. There's some updates on the Lion King Land that's coming. I can't even remember to which park.
well, apparently, and I was oblivious to this, Brittany, that they were renaming that park. It used to be called Walt Disney Studios Park. They're calling it Disney Adventure World now.
And at Disneyland Paris?
Yeah, so you've got the two parks at
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris. You
I
got
didn't know they were renaming it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I missed that one. And unless I got spoofed or somebody pulled a fast one on me, but that was an official news site. I don't know that
Okay.
I don't like the name. I'm gonna be honest with you. Disney
Yeah.
Adventure World. It feels
Kind of weird.
like you're gonna mess that up with Disney World.
Magical. I don't know. That's silly.
It's a little bit silly, but there were some buckets and stuff I think too that were announced, but
Some
nothing.
weird popcorn buckets. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of those either.
This was just this D23
a very disappointing Destination D23 for me.
But what that means, Brittany, in a year's time, when we
They better hit me with some big stuff next year.
All I'm saying is if we don't get to first look at the Maleficent coaster at Villains Land,
Done.
We're done. We're never going back to Disney again. Probably not, but probably so. All right.
Let's talk about some food.
I agree. Let's get to the food. That's what we're always here to talk about. Well, at Walt Disney World, obviously, most of you know this, Food and Wine Festival has arrived. It was a very rainy opening day of it, as I saw from several clips out there. So it's like people say it's always how it's kicked off, with a nice rainstorm for Food and Wine Festival. We're not going to go through the whole menu because it would take us ages. And frankly, we had issues with trying to pare down some things that we wanted to bring up to you guys. But we're going to do our best. Our top 5 recommendations for you are things that just piqued our interest at the Food and Wine Festival menu in Epcot. So I will say ladies first to you, Brittany.
Okay. So the thing that stood out to me the most was, and this isn't even a food and wine booth. This is a new offering at Summerfest, the quick service in Germany. And I'm going to absolutely butcher this.
Oh, yes. I can't wait for this. This is going to be a great clip.
I think the way you say this is Zwiebelkuchen.
Oh, okay. That was pretty good, actually.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's probably completely wrong. But it is a German onion cake with caramelized onions, bacon, herbs, and a savory custard. And it kind of looks like a quiche, but I love quiche.
Yeah. Isn't quiche just a casserole kind of thing?
It's like an egg pie almost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Say it one more time, though. Let's see if you can say it again.
Zwiebelkuchen.
Sounds good to me. We'll go with it. And that's in Germany?
That is at Summerfest, the quick service in Germany. I'm not sure if that is just like a new item that they've added to the menu that they're advertising with the food and wine menus, or if this is exclusive just to food and wine.
Yeah.
But either way, it's not at the Germany booth. It's at the quick service.
Okay. Yeah. And keep in mind, obviously, we're just going off of what they put out there. So these things may not be at the booth. So thanks for reminding people of that. I feel like we're going to have some overlap at some point, Brittany, here, as much as there is to pick from. I'm scared that my very first one is going to be one that we overlap on really quickly. However you pronounce it, Gyozas of the Galaxy menu?
Oh, yeah. Yep. That whole booth was on my list. All 3 of them.
Is that how you would say it? Gyozas or Gyozas?
I don't know. Sounds good.
This is not the mispronounce at Disney show, but but this thing's not even opening. What I am at least sharing with you, I don't know if it's the whole booth. It's not available till September 28th.
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
Okay, but and as soon as I saw this, even though I knew you were going to pick it, I'm gonna say it first. Buffalo style dumplings.
Yeah.
Come on, it's good stuff. Like, how could you not love dumplings? How can you not love buffalo style chicken dumplings with buffalo sauce? It's got like some vegetable stuff in it as well. To me, that was right up my alley. This feels almost like it should be at Flavors of Fire. You remember that booth over there? You know what I'm talking about? That usually has the wings and stuff. But
I think
I
the
don't know.
one I was more excited about that French onion soup style dumplings because I don't love blue cheese. So that was the only thing that kept me from putting the buffalo ones at number one. But the French onion style ones with the soup dumplings, caramelized onions, Gruyere, Parmesan.
All the cheeses that you could want.
Sounds so good.
Sorry, Ryan. I'm going to say it. Ryan would be hurting at this booth.
We would all be hurting because
we would all be. That's the bad thing about us doing the show together is we get to rag on them and they can't stop us whatsoever. So was that your second one technically? I kind of segued you into it, or is that another one from your list?
Well, I have so many. That was one of them on my long list.
Okay, well, go ahead. Let's get another one from you.
Okay, this one is a beverage. This is at the American Adventure Block and Hans menu.
Oh my gosh, are we doing this again? No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
The frozen Chipotle pineapple lemonade.
Oh no, not that one. Not one.
That sounds so good. So it's a Minute Maid lemonade with Chipotle pineapple syrup with a chili lime salt rim. It's non-alcoholic. That sounded so good. I love a spicy drink.
So I've never been one to partake of spicy drinks. So like, how does that work? Like, how is it? Is it just because the spices are sitting on there while you're drinking? And like, I don't think of spice and drink at the same time. Or is it just that it's fizzy, bubbly? What?
It can be, but a lot of it's just like there's like muddled jalapenos or jalapeno seeds in there. But this one, it doesn't have that. It's just that Chipotle syrup with the chili lime rim. So this one's probably not super spicy because there's no jalapenos in it. But so I may not like it that much.
You said pineapple. What again? Pineapple?
Chipotle pineapple syrup. It's called the frozen Chipotle pineapple lemonade.
Interesting.
It doesn't look frozen in the picture though. It just looks like it's on ice.
Okay. Well, I'll keep us in the drink realm, and this is the one I told you about that I was like, even though it's so boring because it sounds very basic, it's on the menu list, and I've just got to bring it up. The cherry lime slush at the American Adventure. I guess it's one of their the Regal Eagle menu. It's very simple: frozen Minute Maid cherry limeade with cherry syrup, non-alcoholic. But I know it's not exciting. I know it's just your traditional slushy, but I remember
I'm not a cherry fan, so I wouldn't have picked that one. But
not even cherry limeade?
No, I don't like cherry. But that sounds good if you like cherry.
I'm shocked that you don't like cherry limeade at the very least.
No.
I'm sorry about that. I let you down a little bit on that one. I thought you might be a little bit excited about that.
I'm excited that you're excited for it.
Thank you for that. All right, what else you got?
The entire milled and mold menu.
Did you say mold?
Mull, MULLED.
I thought you said. Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good. All right, what's on there that sticks out?
Literally everything. There's a butternut squash and a ginger bisque with cinnamon cream, toasted pumpkin seeds, and pumpkin seed oil. I love all things butternut squash, especially in the fall. So that sounded great. And the other three are desserts. So it's apple cinnamon and caramel mini churros sundae, and then a fall fruit cheesecake and carrot cake. It just all sounds so good.
Wait a minute. Is it you or is it Miss Rhonda that's the carrot cake like fiend? Somebody is a big carrot cake.
It's Miss Rhonda, but I do love it. But I'm not the big fiend.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody in our party I knew was like the big carrot cake person. So that's I know we're not planning any trips the rest of the year, but if we'd have to take her over there to try that one out.
Yep.
The problem is when we go to these booths, Brittney, I always just want to go for the desserts mainly. But at least at Food and Wine, there's a lot of the savory stuff that's just hard to pass up.
Yeah.
Here's one. Which one is? Oh, this is Flavors of Fire. I was like, I thought it was, and I had it listed a little bit differently. The Rodizio style grilled beef skewer with marble potatoes, shallots. I'm struggling to pronounce things today.
It is shallots, yes.
Yes, roasted baby peppers and chimichurri, which is really spicy, right?
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri. Sorry. See, I told you I'm not a foodie or anything like that. So.
I don't know if it is or not. I just know that's how you say it.
But to me, I love grilled skewered stuff, whether it's beef, chicken. Obviously, this makes me feel a little bit like Ohana when they used to bring it out to you on the skewers and peel it off there or push it off the skewers on there. But to me, as much as I do love the sweets, like I said, there's so many good savory things, and this is just one of those that popped out to me over there. The Flavors of Fire is the flavors of favorites to me, really, because usually they have tons of stuff. See,
so funny.
I can do creative things too.
All right,
What else
my
you got?
next one is Forest and Field menu, and I had this last year, and it was, if not my favorite thing I've ever gotten in an Epcot Festival, top 3 at least, the pumpkin mascarpone ravioli. Oh my gosh, it was incredible. Yes.
Pumpkin ravioli. So like there's pumpkin
mascarpone ravioli. It's just regular ravioli, how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just filled with pumpkin and mascarpone. Let me tell you, it was delicious.
I am not on the pumpkin bandwagon. In fact, it quite annoys me in the fall, but it didn't
really taste like pumpkin. It wasn't an overwhelming pumpkin flavor. It was more like a butternut squash.
And here's the other problem too. Pumpkin is a squash, and I'm not a squash fan. Like there's something about squash that just doesn't sit right with me. But I get like why that's such a big deal this time of year, especially for this festival. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, it's so good. I'm so sad I can't have it.
Well, maybe it'll keep coming back. It'll be one of those like fan favorites that people always force to come back.
All right, what's your next one?
I was going to say, speaking of like ones that I always talk about but have yet to get, and I think this one is always there. It's the Australia Pavilion, the grilled bushberry spiced shrimp skewer. That's 2 skewers in a row for me, with sweet and sour vegetables and coconut chili sauce.
Ooh,
you talk about combining sweet and spicy, like you talked about with that drink. That's right up my alley, I think.
That sounds good. I would do that one.
And I do love shrimp. And I don't know, I've always wanted to try what they have there. And for whatever reason, when we've arrived at the Australia Pavilion or the booth, it's not the pavilion, the booth. We're either already done eating or there's something else I want. That's the problem, Brittney, is when we go around the World Showcase at these festivals, you keep telling yourself, it's like, I got too much other things to get. So if I don't really want this, like if I'm not super excited, I got to pass over, but then you're disappointed. So next time we're there, I'm committing.
You just gotta keep doing the park hopper. You can come as much as you want.
That's fair. That's fair. But you're going to hold me to this. The next time we're all together at Food and Wine Festival, you need to make me try this if it keeps coming back, because it's been on my list for years.
Okay.
So I'm holding you to it.
Okay. Can do.
Anything else for you?
I think my last ones that I wanted to talk about were all of the Joffrey's coffees. My gosh.
I knew it.
So good. And butterscotch cookie cold brew, the fudge brownie cold brew, the creme brulee cold brew, and a churro latte. What?
A churro latte.
The fudge brownie cold brew and the churro latte. Those are the ones I'm like, oh.
Is a churro latte just the straw? Is a churro? Is that what that is? Or is it just the flavor of a churro?
I'm assuming it's probably like a cinnamon latte, but they should definitely use the churro as a straw.
Because I guess usually churro has a filling in it, right? Like it's either like sometimes has chocolate.
Not necessarily.
Well, maybe I've had something weird that kind of was like before. Anyway, I think that's what would work well with it, is if it's got a churro straw that you drink out of and then you eat.
That would be fabulous.
That's I can't go wrong there. Not shocked that you picked all the Joffrey stuff. I knew that was going to be on your list.
Oh my gosh. And like, I'm normally not a Joffrey's girl either. I usually go for a Starbucks over Joffrey's, but all of those sounded really good.
And you could just make the little walk around to get all the different ones.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Just be super jazzed up at the end of the day.
Jazzed up.
8 shots of espresso.
Yeah, you would be. Listen, you would, if you did all of those, you would just be running around the World Showcase and like running circles around all of us. You'd have no problem running a marathon at that point around World Showcase. Last thing I have, teriyaki chicken bun from Japan. I don't know what it is.
Good.
Listen, the Japan Pavilion, I don't care what festival it is, if it's the Flower and Garden, Food and Wine, all the other ones, they always get me over there with those buns for the most part. We've got steamed bun with minced chicken, so a little bit different. Minced chicken, vegetables, and teriyaki sauce. Say less. That's all you got to do. Chicken, teriyaki sauce, and one of those sweet buns. Man, so good, so good. Now, it's not going to top my frushi at the Flower and Garden Festival, but that's about as...
I don't think anything can top that for you.
I'm like a little kid when I get that. I don't know why. I just sit there with the little sauce and dip it in there and like move it around.
Simple.
It's so simple.
You probably make it at home.
No, I can't. Don't it's and even if we can, just keep it to yourself. I don't want to know about it because then it's going to ruin the magic for you. Like that,
All
you
right.
talk about those magic moments at Disney parks that just make the whole thing for you. That is it for me. Well, one of the
Just
things.
like the Dole Whip at home. Like it's not,
Yeah, it's just not the
not the same.
same. They've got some kind of consistency thing or like
Yeah.
flavor in there that we can't just
It's not
match.
soft serve.
That's fair as well. But anything else? Or is that your list? Or
That was
that's
my
all?
list. I mean, there's so many others that I want to try, but that was my top 5-ish.
Top 5-ish. Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, you basically gave an
Like
entire
4 coffees alone, but
I was gonna say 4 copies. You gave an entire booth, basically. So I think you were probably more at like 15. I was probably at the 5. All right.
in there.
Well, there you go. So that's going to round out the show for us today. Episode 10 in the books. Lots of news, obviously, lots to talk about in the eats world. And who knows what else we'll get into. As a reminder, we will be on just a short hiatus while we kind of let Brittney and Ryan and the new baby get acclimated to their new lives. And we'll certainly be back in the future to catch up with you guys, keep up with us on the YouTube channel, on TikTok, social media. And of course, Brittney, where can they find you?
On Instagram, Brittney Vacations, Brittney Vacations. And just because I'm having a baby does not mean I'm not booking trips. So feel free to send me a DM.
This girl will still be thinking about Disney while she's sitting there recuperating in the hospital.
You know it.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us. Episode 10 until we assemble again.
May the force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon. Whether it's in the Disney parks here close to Orlando, across the country, or across the seas, we're going to talk about it. In the Disney parks, eye to eye in the parks, we are back once again, episode 9, with you again to talk about the magic, the happiness, all of it in any way, shape, or form, news and stuff. I'm back with you as always, your main co-host, Kyle Loomis, here in seat number 1. Back with me again at long last, Miss Brittney Reese. I know, yes. It's been a minute, hasn't it?
It's been so long.
Going on today.
I'm glad that we're finally back in the saddle doing this again. We took a kind of unexpected break.
We did. And certainly we'll address why here in a second. But we have missed a ton of stuff. I mean, there are things that we're not going to be able to talk about on this show that have happened in terms of news, exciting things. We're going to do our best to get us reset and set back into the habit of doing this particular podcast, which I know you and I enjoy doing so much together. But let's talk about what's been happening. There's been a few things. I want to talk about the good things first, because I can't talk about the bad things without the good things. Would you like to share a little bit of news for yourself of maybe why we've been so busy lately?
Yeah, I mean, big news for me is that I'm expecting a baby in September. Woo-hoo. So we've been, going crazy, preparing for that, doing nursery, baby showers. So it's been a chaotic but exciting time.
Yes, it has been chaotic and cranked, and it's been good. And we're excited to welcome into the family a new little niece that I'm going to train very quickly to love Donald Duck. So I just hope you are
prepared. She will love all things Disney. Don't you worry. I mean, considering we called her Daisy Duck for the first several months that we knew about her, she's destined to like Donald and Daisy.
That's fair. I think she's already set up nicely for that. I just want to go ahead and just make it known that I am going to make sure that girl loves the ducks a lot, especially Donald. And as he sits above me right now in the shot, the little thing that your husband found for me.
That is acceptable. I will allow you to pressure her into liking Donald.
We'll do our best to do that. At least I would. I don't know if Jessica will do. She'll probably fight back. She'll be pushing Minnie on her or something else of that nature type of thing. So congrats to Brittney and Ryan and to our family. We're excited for that. Certainly that could play into some future schedule things, but we've already been talking about how we're going to manage that for the future. So our plan is to get going here pretty quickly. We on the other end, that's the happy news. We have not had a super fun time other than getting to go to Disney, especially on a surprise trip with Brittney and our family. We had lost our 2 cats back to back very quickly, so that was a bit of a trying time. We had a wedding, which is a good thing, I guess, to go to with my side of the family. So basically, it's just been one of those seasons of lives for when's the last time we did an episode, Brittney?
Gosh, it was like March or April. I feel like it's been a while.
April feels about right, May, June, and now we're here at the end of July. Yeah. So maybe even, like you said, March feels about right.
A trip recap from our
Yes.
February trip. Is that when we went?
That's the last time we did one together.
Yeah.
So March is probably correct. And we did that one pretty quickly. By the way, you guys could go check that one out because we had a fun time. We even had Ryan on the show.
Yep.
So that was a big shock to me that we got him to be on the show that day. But anyway, so just explanations for what's been going on and why we've been so busy. We have certainly not shied away from going to Disney World during that time or staying abreast of all the stuff that's been going on in the space, but that's what's been going on. I do want to share something with the audience, yes, but with you, Brittney, this thing that I think you'll appreciate. Speaking of the wedding that I had to attend, check out this mug right here. I'm gonna make sure the camera can get up on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Disney Adult. And I know there's some fine print on there that you can't really read. And those listening on the audio portion, I know you're like, what is he showing? It says Disney Adult, 100% kids at heart or kid at heart, stress-free. Contents may vary in pixie dust, joy, and magic. And there's even more on that. And it's got like warding symbols and stuff down at the bottom with like certain things on there. So this is one of my portion of my groomsman gift for my brother who got married out there. He gave a mug for everybody that kind of fits their likes, their personalities. So I figured you might approve of this.
I think he got you spot on with that one.
Yeah, I don't know about stress-free though. That one feels a little bit
I don't know. I feel like out of the 5 of us, you're pretty low stress compared to everybody else.
I'm clipping that right now so Jessica can hear that going back. But that is like, I mean, there's been a lot of things since we've been gone that have been on top of my mind Disney-wise. But this was just like a cool little thing I wasn't expecting from my brother. Board games, he gave that mug to my other brother, and he is definitely the board game snob of all of us. But that's it. I'm officially, I guess, now a Disney adult. If it wasn't.
No, are you actually going to drink out of that mug, or is that going to be just a dust collector in the?
Just like this. I've been doing some streams for us on TikTok, and so every once in a while you get some trolls on there and go, "Ugh, a Disney adult." So I just go, proud of it, boy. Like, just show it off. I'm like, if you think that's a slight towards me, you got another thing coming.
Like, I'm well aware you're not dissing me at all.
You're not dissing me out. Anything interesting else for you other than before we get into the main stuff today, or anything that comes to mind?
No other big news other than what we've already talked about. We've been to, I think between the both of us since our last podcast, we've been to Disney 4 times, counting.
You beat me now.
I've been 3 and you've been 1, so combined 4. So we've got plenty of Disney news and updates to share with y'all.
Yeah, we have been doing our due diligence to make sure that we're up to date on things, or at least experiencing the magic a little bit. So let's jump into that now. I think it would be a great thing for us to start a segment here with you, Brittney, obviously as our preferred Disney travel agent, I guess. But
that's fine.
We should give you an opportunity not only to talk about that, but this is something I think is a very important. We're obviously focused on Disney parks, and if you're planning a trip, there are dates, closures, events, deals that you need to be aware of, and we want to give you a space to talk about that, because I know some people who may be thinking about planning trips, whether they're working with you or not, are going to be very interested in that. So what's some dates that people need to know?
So yeah, like Kyle was saying real quick, I just kind of want to run through some promos and big dates that Disney has thrown out there just to give us an idea of what we're looking at the next couple months and really throughout the remainder of the year and even into 2026 a little bit. So we'll just start with Magic Kingdom. They've announced that Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin is going to be closing on August 4th. They haven't announced a reopening date. It says sometime in 2026. So that's going to get a pretty big refurbishment, it sounds like, which is, I think, well overdue. The little gun systems that they've got going on, it just seems really outdated. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. The concept art looks pretty cool for that.
Yeah, I was excited about that too. And here's the thing. The last time I wrote it, I broke the record. Now, I've done it before, but I finally figured out how to do it without cheating, like some other people who looked up the rules.
I'm sure you knew where you were aiming at, though.
Trial and error from years and years of doing that. But I am excited I think it needs a little TLC in its time. Yeah,
definitely. There's plenty of rides there that do, and some of them are on this list. The next one is the Little Mermaid, Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid, also undergoing a refurbishment. It's pretty short, though. It's only July 21st to 25th, so don't expect to see any major changes there.
Right.
And then everything else is things that have already closed or reopened. So we sadly had to say goodbye to Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Bell. It closed on July 6th.
Pour one out for Tom Sawyer's Island. I couldn't make it
Pour
over
one
there.
out.
I'm so sad about that.
And then something I didn't know about until I was just doing my research was the Walt Disney World Railroad is undergoing some refurbishment. And I think it might have to do with the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad construction that's going on because the Frontierland station is closed.
Yes. So what I heard, and please, you probably know better about it than me. I think what I read was that because of the Tom Sawyer's Island closing, the construction beginning for that car section up that they're now not only going to go to a refurb time, but it's only going to go to Fantasyland, I think, for a time. Like it's going to be like
just like a shuttle service. They described it as.
It's literally just doing this like back and forth now, which is, I feel like we haven't gotten a full experience for an extended period of time on the train. Have you done the train before?
I have, but I haven't gone all the way around. It was just from Main Street to Frontierland.
I feel like it's either halfway, partial, 3/4, and now we're getting like a third or a quarter of whatever it is. I know we're getting good things out of it, but it's time for us to finally get a full ride back on that at some point.
Well, I think we might have a long way to go for that.
I know.
Astro Orbiter is reopened.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. And, I just was there less than a week ago, and that was on my list of things to do and just didn't get it done.
Nice.
So we didn't even step foot in Tomorrowland, so I have no idea what it even looks like.
Wait a minute.
I know.
You didn't even do People Mover?
Nope. We were so hot, Kyle. Come on.
That's the perfect place if you're hot.
We had our lightning lanes lined up for Adventureland and Fantasyland, and by the time that parade was over, which, quick plug for the parade, we'll get to that.
Oh, we'll get to that.
We were like, we got to go. We're too hot. But I'm excited that that's open because I do really like that ride.
I did have someone on these TikTok streams ask me, Kyle, if you had to go stay on one ride the entire time. And I related it back to heat. I said, People Mover is the perfect place because you're under an overhang the entire time. And, you can still get a breeze going by on that. And you can go inside a little bit. And if you have to ride it like all day, that was the scenario they put up. Then you can see all the different people running by throughout the day, the fireworks at night. People Mover is perfect. And I'm so ashamed.
I love it for sure. And I'm really sad I didn't do it either, but I have done it several times before.
I know.
Okay, let's see what else we got. Disney, like I was just talking about the parade, the Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away premiered on July 20th. So that's officially good to go. It's every night from at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. So it is right before and after the fireworks. So it pairs really nicely if you're trying to see both. So that's all really for Magic Kingdom. From Epcot, I've got the cute little Encanto show, the Celebración Encanto.
I saw that.
It was just supposed to be for the summer, and they've extended it indefinitely. So I think that's great. I love Encanto. Never seen the show, but I would love to next time, if it all worked out. You got to see it, didn't you?
Yeah, quick plug. I'll mention what I saw there. We went over there and tried the Goofy's Eat Station. Outstanding too, by the way. I know we haven't talked about that. I may not have time to. But I actually, when they came up and I saw what it was going to be, I was like, this is going to be kind of hokey. But I kind of enjoyed it. They got the characters out there and really interacted and did dancing lines with people and stuff. And even on a hot day out there, and there is some shade over there that you can utilize. But it was a lot of fun. I think there's not a lot over there in that particular part of what used to be Innoventions, but I think it works well. So I'm glad they're extending it.
Yeah. And then we've got Spaceship Earth is closing for a little bit. It starts August 25th is when it closes, and it just says TBD for opening date. I don't think it's supposed to be a long closure. I think I read it was just going to be like a couple weeks to a month or so, which is fine. I mean, I don't really know what I would expect or want them to do with Spaceship Earth because it is such a classic. You don't want them to do a significant refurb to it, but also it does need a little TLC. So
yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah. And then last one I got for Epcot is Test Track is opened. It opened on the 22nd.
Yes. Now I did warn people because people were asking me, have you gotten to do the Test Track? And I was like, it wasn't open when we were there. I said, Brittany's just there. She wasn't able to do it. I said, so we're not going to have firsthand experience of it, but I've tried to stay away a little bit from some of the videos, just not to ruin the full experience, but it's hard to miss some of it.
Yeah.
It looks like a good combo of what you and I know as Test Track, but the old version as well, while still staying futuristic. So I'm excited to ride that one for the first time. I am too. 70 miles an hour around a bank curve. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will.
All right, let's see. Next let's do Hollywood Studios. So we did have the opportunity when you and I were there with our family in June to see the 2 new shows, the Villains Unfairly Ever After and the Little Mermaid musical. I guess you didn't come with Ryan and I to see the Villains show.
I was not able to because we were doing something else. Oh, Rock and Roller Coaster, of course. I had to do it. That would be the last time I'd do Rock and Roller Coaster before they changed it. So I had to get that one in. I'm sorry.
I didn't get to say goodbye to that. I'm sad.
I'm sorry. I didn't get to say goodbye to Tom Sawyer's Island, so we both missed out, I guess.
Okay. Well, I will say I was pretty disappointed in the Villain show. It was really corny. I mean, what do you expect from a Disney show? But it was like too interactive. Like they were getting the crowd involved, which I don't know. I just thought it was a little over the top corny. Not rushing back to see that one again. I liked the new Little Mermaid show. I liked it better than the Villain show. But I mean, again, I'm not rushing back to see it.
Yeah.
I thought some of the puppets and the just general animatronics of it all were a little lackluster. I don't know. I just kind of expected a little more.
As somebody who saw the previous one, it definitely plays off of what they used to do. And I think if you saw the last one, you probably would like it a little bit more because you could see how much effort went into making it more. And I'm happy that giant Ursula animatronic is still utilized, or whatever it is, puppet and animatronic or something like that. It's again, like you said, it's not something that you rush to do, but it's a nice space filler if you need to get out of the heat, especially if you're going this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely great in June, to be able to sit down for 20 minutes and see a show, especially for the first time. But I would not be prioritizing either one of those shows over a ride if we were to go back.
Sure.
Yeah. What else do we got? Rock and Roller Coaster, as we know, is going to be closing in 2026. They have confirmed that it's open through the rest of the year, but it will be closing in 2026. And they're planning for it to reopen in 2026. So I'm hoping it'll be a quick turnaround and we won't have to wait forever for this refurb.
I hope so, but I hope they do it right. I don't want them to rush this. If they're going to be putting Muppets in there, I know people are already skeptical about it. So let's do this thing right and make it actually. I'm excited about it, and I just want them to do justice to the ride, the Muppets, all that stuff to make it all marry together well. And
I think kind of talking about all the rides that were due for a refurb, Rock and Roller Coaster was definitely one of them. Like, no shade to Aerosmith, but I think we were done with that. Everyone was ready for something new. People had been pushing for Queen for so long, which in my opinion, I was like, if we're going to refurb Rock and Roller Coaster, don't do it to Queen because they're just kind of like a lateral move. Like you want to do something that's like new and fresh and exciting.
I 100% agree. Queen would have been a great choice 10 years ago, probably. Or if they had changed the band every few years, that would have been a great choice. But I'm glad the Muppets have a space, and I think the Electric Mayhem fits it perfectly.
Yep. And then let's see. For Hollywood Studios, also Muppets Courtyard's closed, kind of piggybacking off the Muppets theme. So said goodbye to 3D Vision and Pizza Rizzo, all that.
Pouring one out again. All the good stuff is gone now.
But oh my gosh, we're going to be rewarded.
I know it's good. Walt Disney said it himself. It's not a museum. I understand, but I can still be upset about that I don't get to ride the raft over to Tom Sawyer's or see the Miss Piggy fountain anymore. It's so sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll stop ruining the vibe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, buzzkill. And then last but not least, we got Animal Kingdom. It's been confirmed that Dinosaur will remain open through all of 2025 as well, and it will close in 2026 for that Indiana Jones re-theme. Boneyard's also closing September 2nd.
Yep.
So, slowly, little by little, we're losing Dino Land.
It's just like slowly, like bleeding. Easing us into it.
Better than all at once, I guess. We'll take the little step-by-step closures.
Well, the other way too is it's kind of been slowly dying when they took away Primeval World, which you never got to do, right?
No.
Oh man, that thing would make you hurt so bad, but it was such a good ride though
like
too.
Something I would love.
Well, you really needed like something kind of, I guess, slightly thrilling over there to with Dinosaur. But anyway, it's been a long time gone. Another thing we can pour one out for. Sorry, this has just become depressing at this point.
And then I will throw into also, they have announced that Blizzard Beach is going to be closing for the season on September 8th, which we've had a really rare time right now where both Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach are open. Usually they will alternate. Yeah. So they've both been open since May. Yeah. So we will be saying goodbye to Blizzard Beach.
Well, it'll be back at some point, but they gotta manage that as well as they can.
Mhm.
Once again, I have yet to be at Blizzard Beach. We had to go to Typhoon Lagoon the last time we were there because it's the best water park in Disney World, but I know that's going to be a hot take for some people out there, so I'll just I'll leave it at that. I think it's one of the best ones I've been to, if not the best at Walt Disney World. Is that all our news and dates and refurbs?
Well, last thing I will say is the Skyliner is going to also be refurbished, and it is January 25th through 31st of 2026. So if you're staying on the Skyliner, Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, Riviera, just be aware, because that's one of the biggest draws to stay at those 4 resorts. Just be aware that Skyliner will not be accessible for that week.
Yeah. Obviously a big factor for those resorts that you get to stay at. It's one of the reasons we decide to stay there so often. So please be aware of that. So you won't be disappointed, which is a great segue into, if you're going to stay places, are there any deals out right now that people need to be aware of?
Yes. Well, before we get into the deals, just want to do a quick plug for myself. I am a travel agent specializing in Disney and Universal. I work for a company called Academy Travel. So if you would like my assistance in planning your vacation, please reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram at Brittney Vacations. It's BRITTNEY Vacations. Yeah. But just real quick, we'll go through some of the Walt Disney World. This is Disney World specific. I do Disneyland, Disney Cruise, Alani, but I'm just going to run through the Disney World promos that we have going on right now. Mm-hmm. So the big one that I think you're going to be interested in, Kyle, not sure if you knew this existed, was they have a Georgia resident special going on right now.
Say more.
Yes.
You say less, I guess I should say. Say less. What do we got?
So this is for specifically November 16th to 29th and December 12th to 25th. There are special savings available for only select resorts. It's not all resorts. It's going to be All-Star Sports, Port Orleans, Art of Animation, Saratoga Springs, Boardwalk, and Animal Kingdom Lodge. So it's a pretty wide variety there. You got moderate, value, deluxe. And I've never heard of Disney doing anything for anyone other than Florida residents. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's not shocking me. They're coming so well connected in terms of like tourism and stuff like that. And they recognize everybody is running through Georgia, coming from the north to get to Disney World if they're not flying. So I think it makes a lot of sense to reward the Georgia people. So I'm happy about that. We'll look into it. We'll talk.
I was happy about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one they got. This is for everyone. You can save up to 20% most nights, October 12th to December 25th. And that also comes with a $100 dining and shopping promo card when you have at least a 4-day ticket.
Nice.
Pretty good if you're looking to travel during the holidays. And then this goes for August 1st to October 11th. You can save up to 30% on 5-night plus stay.
Nice. Very nice. So once again, Brittney Vacations at Brittney Vacations on Instagram. Hit her up there. And obviously she's a fun follow on Instagram as well with all her stuff in the parks.
Crazy videos.
No, they're great. And I enjoy following them myself. But also I'm going to use this as a tease into what we'll get into when we talk about your trip. At the last segment, we got beef to talk about. You and I got beef. So
do we?
Yes, we do. But so those are your dates. Those are your deals. Work with Brittney. It's a great opportunity for you to go experience the magic, and she's a great one to work with. I want to spend some time talking about just some major topics that have come out, and some of these are in the announcements and news space. Probably, actually, all of them are. Let's start with one that is pretty fresh, like yesterday, I think, as of us recording this show. Most of you know that the animation courtyard for Disney's Hollywood Studios is been a little bit confused about its identity for quite some time. Not only was it missing the Little Mermaid show forever, that's back, but it also has had Launch Bay, which, Brittney, I know that you're not the biggest Star Wars fan, but for me and your husband, Launch Bay, when it first arrived and we started going to Disney, even without you, does that give you FOMO to think about us going without you?
I just can't believe there was ever fun times had before I was in the picture.
We loved Launch Bay and still, I think, love it in some sense because of what it did for us. It allowed us to get excited for what was then called Star Wars Land to become Galaxy's Edge while that was being built. Well, the announcement came down that the primary news is that is going to be leaving. Launch Bay is leaving, but it's also part of a refocusing, I want to call it a retheme of that area, the animation courtyard, back to kind of what its purpose was and what its vision was. Some people said that Monstropolis should have gone there. I think so too, but I digress. That's neither here nor there. But they are now going to take that building that Launch Bay was in as part of this big change to back to what it was and the magic of Disney animation. Now, Brittney, did you see the Once Upon a Studios thing on Disney Plus?
Yes, was that the 100th anniversary special they put out? Yes, I did.
Yes, it was. Now, if you haven't watched it, you should. It gets you all in the feels because
it was very emotional. It was very short. It's only like 12 to 15 minutes, so if you can watch it.
Absolutely. And I would say it's prerequisite for what's coming there, because what they're doing is taking that building and turning it back to some of its original things by putting the animation classes back in there, similar to what they do at the Animal Kingdom, but just different themes and options and stuff like that. But it's going to be what sounds like an interactive walk through play area, meet and greet area about Disney animation, and kind of playing off of that short where everything comes to life, is what they say. And apparently there's going to be an indoor playground in there as well. I can only imagine the screams and stuff that are going to be coming although it may come in very much handy for you and Ryan very soon.
Yes, give her a place to run around and get that energy out.
So that's something to look forward to for the family reasons. But it's nice to have it going back. The hat's coming back, folks.
Yes, I am so excited about that hat.
It is not. It's not. It is a photo op. It's not the original hat that most people think of that was out there in the middle, but
we'll take what we can get. You know,
we'll take what we can get, and it's supposed to make you think of the actual headquarters out there in Burbank, California, for Disney as well.
Yeah.
So you couple that with the Little Mermaid show being redone, coming back. They still have Walt Disney Presents, which is, I always call it one man's dream, a walkthrough exhibit, which I love. I know nobody else does, but I do. And then they've got the Playhouse Disney thing over there. It's called like Play and Dance.
Junior Dance, yeah.
That's what it's called. I used to call it Playhouse Disney because that's what it used to be called. But that is staying, getting a reworking for all of that as well. So you're about to have, along with that, changing around the courtyard area of it, a brand new land. It almost kind of feels like, I guess, going back to the original of this. So any opinions, Brittney, about Launch Bay leaving us officially in a few months or whatever it is?
Yeah, I've been to Launch Bay a few times, and I think it's a cool experience to walk through to see all the Star Wars artwork, posters. They have some meet and greets there. It has just always felt very out of place. I feel like Star Wars is so unnecessarily spread out throughout that park when you have Galaxy's Edge, so you have Star Tours, and then you have Launch Bay, and they're like not all connected. Like they're back here and over here and over here. So I'm hoping that they're going to, I don't know if they've announced what they're going to do with everything that's in Launch Bay yet, if they're going to move it somehow to Galaxy's Edge. I would assume the meet and greets, they are going to move to Galaxy's Edge. But I mean, I think this is good. I think this is a good thing. I think Launch Bay is misplaced. I think it's outdated. Again, there's nothing new. Like you're not giving me anything new. It's the same walkthrough every time. So I'm excited for this. I think now I don't know if this is what I necessarily would have chose to replace Launch Bay with, but I'm just glad that Disney's doing something and we're trying and we're getting something new. So it's a win for me.
Well, that whole area has just needed some TLC. Like it, like you said, it felt disjointed. It felt out of place. Now it made sense back in the day to get people excited, and people loved it. I remember going to it the first time. I was like, oh, this is awesome to get us excited. But now we've got Galaxy's Edge. So I like your idea of putting it somewhere else. I think there's some space right next to Star Tours where maybe you could build a nice little building to homage and put some of that stuff to walk through in, because that's what it's about, is walking through the movies and stuff. That might be a great solution for that. I want to make one, before we move on, I want to make one point about this area and less about Launch Bay. I think they missed a big opportunity here, Brittney, and that is to turn I always call it Playhouse Disney, the Disney Junior thing, which is going to get a retheme. I think that, I've looked at a map. I think there's room for it. Should have been turned in some form of an animation themed dark ride. I think we need one more family, easy type of tell a story ride in Hollywood Studios. And maybe that's coming down the line. I don't know.
Are you thinking like great movie ride vibes?
Ooh, that the great movie and the great animated movie ride.
Wow.
That look what we just did here
Call them
on this
up.
show. Disney, you're welcome.
Get Disney on the phone right now.
I like that. So that's even Brittany, that's brilliant. I love that. I was just thinking pick an animated movie that doesn't have a dark ride yet and just tell the story of the movie like they do on some of the others. Aladdin doesn't get enough love. What Aladdin magic carpet ride through, the story would be kind of fun. I know there's the thing in the middle of Adventureland. We won't get into that, why that's there. But I like your idea a lot better. The story of Disney animation or telling just a fun little tale about being in an animated great movie ride. Oh man, that was brilliant. I didn't expect us to go there, but I love that idea. We'll see what other people think about it. Other things that we want to hit that are major news. This is more Disneyland, and obviously our folk is Disney World. But I got to hear Brittany's opinion about this because I know you saw they debuted the Walt Disney animatronic at Disneyland on Main Street. They've always had the Abraham Lincoln one that you could go see, which is very historical for the building of animatronics with Walt Disney. But they announced that they were going to do this, add an animatronic for Walt Disney, and it's called Walt Disney: A Magical Life, and allow him to tell the story of his, the beginning of the company, all that kind of stuff. Of course, you get the line in it. It all started with a mouse. Have you seen the clips of the animatronic, Brittany?
So I've seen short clips
Yeah.
on Instagram, pictures. I haven't watched the full animatronic through yet, though. I don't know what the full spiel is, but it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. I think it looks really good in terms of what they are trying to do is honor what he would look like when he left us, to make sense. Like he was in that grandpa, Uncle Walt state. I think some people are being a little critical of it and saying it looks a little bit bigger than he would, like the face and stuff like that. But
okay.
You got to hide all these stuff in there, you got to make it move this fluidly, to be this lifelike. You've got to be able to fit all that stuff in there and still make it look like him. So I think people have been a little picky about it. I think it's cool. I would love to go do that if we ever go back out to Disneyland again. I don't know if you've seen the clip of it, which is just showing you how far animatronics has come. He sits on a table and then stands up on his own and starts doing his thing.
Oh, no, I don't think I've seen that. That's really cool. I'll have to go watch it.
He's more leaning, but even still, to have an animatronic lean up and then start doing its spiel, I was like, hey, man.
Now, do you think this animatronic is better than the shaman on Navi River Journey?
Oh no. The Navi River Journey is literally doing this. Have you ever seen the malfunction for that too? Like when it's like.
Okay, no, knock on wood, I have never not seen that shaman running perfectly.
Oh, well, you've got some good luck, but there's some videos online. If you go and look at it, it's terrifying watching it just lose its mind.
Having an exorcism moment.
Oh, even worse than that, I think. Like I've seen some of the things. I'm like, I would have nightmares for weeks about that if I've witnessed the shaman messing up like that. But all that to be said, look, and there were some videos of it kind of malfunctioning. It didn't do too bad. I think it's a great thing. I love it's all. We're here doing this show because Walt Disney started everything with a mouse. So we got to honor the man in whatever we can. I think it's a great way to do that. Finally, let's go back to Disney World. One final thing that I wanted us to talk about today, and it'll be a great segue into our last topic, which is your trip. But there was a big debut for nighttime stuff at Disney World. And what do I always say, Brittany? Everything's better at night.
Oh, everything's better at night. Yes. This parade definitely is. There's no way that this would hold a candle to anything happening in the daytime. I thought it was fantastic.
And this is someone, right? You just heard someone say that right there, that until recently didn't consider herself a parade girl and has slowly started to do that. And it sounds like this was the final nail in the coffin for you finally becoming a parade girl.
Yes, definitely. We'll
go
just kind of segue into how I got to see this parade. My best friend and I were on a trip to Disney World. This was just this past weekend. And the parade was supposed to debut on, I think it was July 20th. Is that what I said?
Yeah,
I think July 20th.
Yeah.
And we were there July 18th to 21st. And we already told ourselves, like, we're not going to go on the 20th. We're not going to go on the 20th. It's going to be crazy. Everyone's going to be there in Magic Kingdom on the night of the 20th. But Disney surprised us, and they did a surprise early viewing of the parade on the 18th and 19th. And we just so happened to be in Magic Kingdom on the evening of the 19th. So we got to see a special early premiere of the Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away parade. And it was, I mean, a 10 out of 10. It was awesome. It runs from Main Street through Frontierland, but it runs backwards. The Festival of Fantasy runs Frontierland to Main Street. It was so cool. Like everything, there's a million lights on everything. Everything was lit up. There was characters that you don't typically see on floats, like the fairy from Pinocchio. She's like the star of the show. Really cool floats ranging from Coco, which was really cool. Frozen and Kanto.
I saw Wish was in there too.
Wish was there. Yeah, so it was definitely more of the newer age movies. But then there were some classics too. Like there was a float that had Belle and the Beast and Aurora and the Prince. I mean, it was a big, wide variety of representation. But I thought it was cool to see more of the newer characters.
Yeah. Well, you're seeing that trend now when they even recently, somewhat recently, updated Happily Ever After. They put more of the quote unquote more modern characters more often throughout, because you're moving into an age where people are more familiar with those things, but you still got to honor the past. And I think they did a good job of that. I know you're not going to be aware of it probably, or maybe you are, but from my understanding from some clips I've seen, at the end or with the main float area with Mickey, Goofy, all them, or maybe it's at the end or something like that, they play a little bit of an homage to the old electrical street parade with the dun 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 dun. That's in there.
So I will say I did not know what it was when I saw it, but from social media I learned that that's what it was, and it is in there. So it is really cool. Yeah,
that is awesome. See, that is how you do it. If you're gonna change something, you got to still honor the thing that was so beloved in the Main Street electrical parade was great. And even before that, it was called Spectro Magic. And I have like vivid memories. I can hear I'm not going to sing that song. I'm not going to bore y'all with no, I'm not even going to like hum it because I won't do it justice. Go look up Spectro Magic. To me, that's awesome. I love the fact that this is back. There's a parade at night. Can I ask you, how did it do with crowd situation? Like, I know there's 2 showings of it, but
so I mean, I think the fact that this was unexpected helped with crowd management. But we lined up maybe like 30 minutes before it started, and I mean, we were back in Frontierland, and most people are trying to watch it on Main Street, so you can just stay there for the fireworks. You don't have to migrate back to the front. But we weren't interested in seeing fireworks that night, so we just went to Frontierland. And I mean, we were still like second row back, lining up 30 minutes early on a night that it wasn't supposed to premiere. So, I mean, I imagine that at least these first couple months, it's going to be really busy and you're going to want to line up like an hour in advance.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be trying to get in the hub, Main Street area.
Especially if you're going to try to watch from Main Street or the hub.
Which it's always great to watch from those locations because it makes it more special for pictures and things like that. But you've got to figure out if that's worth time and investment for you. Same thing with the fireworks. You've got to figure out what's worth it to you, sitting there and waiting to get a really good spot, which you can get some really good spots for. But just keep that in mind when you're doing this for I almost called it the Main Street Electrical Parade, the Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away Parade. If you had a favorite float, which one would it be?
Probably the Encanto one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love Encanto. Yeah.
I know you do. You know which one it's going to be the Coco one, most likely.
The Coco one was really fun too.
So maybe when we have a need for a fun little segment, we'll go rewatch, and I'll do since I didn't get to do it in person like you, we'll go rank the floats or something like that on a next episode. But we at least wanted to talk about it a little bit. This is a great opportunity and segue into our final topic, and that is the rest of your trip. You've already blessed us with the living vicariously through you to see Starlight parade, and the fact that you got lucky enough for that one. We're just jealous. I want you to talk about your trip, but you and I first. I've already expressed I was jealous. We got beef though, Brittney, that we got to handle.
Oh gosh, all right, lay it on me. Oh, I think I know what this is about.
Yeah, you want to own up to the beef that we got?
Is it because I stayed at the Polynesian?
It is because you stayed at the Polynesian before me. Do you understand how jealous, how much I've been having to grin and bear it every time I've looked at your lovely post on Instagram and just go.
Well, I think when I dive into the full review of this trip, maybe it'll make you feel not quite so bad.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, why don't you give us the full thing? But just know We got a little beef that they may have to.
It's the principle of the matter.
Okay, what do we got? Tell us about it.
So I'll just real quick do a run through of the trip. So like I said, this was a trip that my best friend and I went on. It was just a long weekend trip. We had the opportunity to stay at the Polynesian in just a standard room. It was a deluxe studio, but it was a just standard view room. When you say deluxe studio, you think you get, it's not 2 full bathrooms, but you have one bathroom that has sink, toilet, tub, shower combo, and then another bathroom that has a sink and a shower. So that was really nice that we both had our own little areas. And you do have a kitchenette with an actual refrigerator and microwave. So it's not the little beverage cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what differentiates a deluxe studio versus a regular studio.
Okay.
I did not realize, having just visited the Polynesian, how huge that resort is.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's nothing compared to Caribbean Beach, Port Orleans, Riverside, Coronado, but it is still very large. We, of course, were in the farthest building from the ceremonial house, which worked out well at times because we were very close to the TTC. So sometimes we would just walk to the TTC to get on the monorail.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, the weekend that we were there, heat advisories, it was heat index of 107, 108. So just even the little 7-8 minute walk from our room to the lobby felt like a trek through the desert. And I mean, at the end of the day, now granted, we did set aside a lot of time for the resort time, just because when you're at the Poly, you want to hang out at the Poly pool and get your Dole Whip and just sit in the lobby and take in all the sights and smells.
Just keep digging it in. You just got you're digging. The beef is growing bigger now. Go ahead.
But, I mean, I think we were still out and about a lot between our full park day, going to Disney Springs, resort hopping, and thank goodness, I did have the opportunity to, use my travel agent benefits, and I wasn't quite paying full price for this trip. But if I was paying full price, I think I would have been a little disappointed with, again, how far my room was from the lobby.
Yeah.
With food options, I mean, the food is good. Obviously, we love Ohana. We did Ohana breakfast, which was great. But there's just not as many as some of the other resorts. When you think about Grand Floridian and Contemporary, places like that, there's
Wilderness
so many.
Wilderness Lodge has got a lot of options as well.
Right. And I mean, at Polynesian, you have Ohana, you have Kona, and Captain Cook's, and then you've got pool bars.
Yeah.
So the dining, I don't know, it was a little lackluster in my opinion.
Okay.
I know that's a hot take, and a lot of people will die on Captain Cook's as the best quick service hill.
Now, can I just remind you, you had your epiphany that you love Disney more than Universal in Captain Cook's. So let's just acknowledge that, though.
But it does hold a special place in our heart. However, I mean, at the end of the day, Casey and I were thinking, we were like, would we stay here again over Pop Century?
Mm-hmm.
And we both said no.
Yeah. Wow, that's hot. That is a hot take for me.
Pop Century, you have the Skyliner, which I'm a big Skyliner girl. I love the Skyliner way more than the monorail. Mm-hmm. And every time we got on that monorail, it got stuck.
Yeah.
And we're in 100-degree weather. We're sitting there with our fans, and I'm like, get me off here. So I don't know. I mean, it was great. And I think if you want to stay at the Polynesian, anyone, stay at the Polynesian. It is beautiful. The smells, the sights. I mean, it's great and it's gorgeous. I think for me personally, I am not a deluxe resort girl. I like my values. I like Skyliner. I like walking into the value lobbies. The pin trading at the value resorts is 100 times better than at the deluxe resorts. I don't know what
you like pins? I never got that from you. There's nothing there's nothing behind you. I
don't know what would give anyone that idea. But all in all, I mean, of course, I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to stay at the Polynesian, and it was awesome. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I would prioritize going back there. Just with the price difference is insane if you were looking at Pop or an All-Star compared to the Polynesian. And I just don't think that the value is there for how much more you're paying.
Well, the value is literally at the value resorts. But I'll say this. I acknowledge that when I profess my love and jealousy for anybody that gets to stay at the Polynesian, that it's real. But I also acknowledge that it's Oh God, it's so expensive to stay there, and it'll probably be a one-time thing for me in my lifetime when I've saved up enough money. I have dreams of staying in those bungalows for just 2 nights and me just doing nothing but going back to my little private patio thing you've got out there on the water with a Dole Whip and just getting refills the entire time. But I digress. I just wanted you to know we got a little beef, but I'll be okay. I'll work through it.
At least I didn't stay in the bungalow. The first time I ever stay in a bungalow, promise you'll be there too.
Okay, we'll get the family all in there together and do that. We're probably gonna have to have the family to afford to be able to stay there, put people in the floor and stuff.
We're gonna be bringing like 10 plus people at least.
So, okay, well, I appreciate you giving us that review of Polynesian because I was very curious about what you thought about staying there. Real quick, you didn't go over to the new towers at all?
We did actually,
okay,
yes,
okay.
we did.
What'd you think about those?
We had, oh my gosh, they're gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one tower.
Sure,
the Island Tower, but we went to the pool there. The pool was really clean feeling. I mean, it's brand new. It opened in December. I will say it was so hot there when we went to the pool that was right by our room. It literally felt like bath water. I couldn't even stay in it because I was like getting hotter being in there. Mm-hmm. So then when we went to the Cove pool at the Island Tower, it was like crisp, clean, so nice. Loved it. And then we had dinner one night at the Wailulu bar that's right there by that pool. Mm-hmm. That I think is my new favorite restaurant.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I did forget to mention the Wailulu bar when I was talking about
but
the Polynesian.
I still think it's a separate thing, right? Like I know it's part of Polynesian, but it's kind of like going to Coronado Springs and Grand Destino Tower. They feel so separate from each other that you're almost separate things. But I get they're trying to also keep it still the same thing too. So to me, I have no problem with you saying that the options at the proper Polynesian resort aren't as plentiful as maybe as you like. But if you throw that in there, that's another option too.
But I mean, that was an incredible meal, and it was definitely easy on the wallet. If you know what I mean. It wasn't near as much as some of the other options at the Polynesian are. But I loved it. I think we should definitely try to go sometime in the future. Next time we're all there.
Love it. Let's do that. What else you got?
I mean, that's really it. We just had, like I said, one day at the parks where we went early morning, and then in the evening when we got to see the new parade, took a long, long break in the middle of the day. So hot. Yeah. And then our second day we were there was really just hanging out at the pool. We went to Disney Springs for a little bit. That's when we did our Ohana breakfast. Just, hung around the Polynesian. Yeah. So it was good. It was a nice, relaxing trip. It wasn't just like go, 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 which we know Disney trips can be, but we really tried to both lay low, not get a heat stroke, and just enjoy our time at the Polynesian.
Heat stroke. She knows what that she knows what that reference is from.
Well, all too real of a possibility.
I'm glad y'all had a great time, and certainly we love living vicariously through. It's another reason you should follow Brittney on Instagram, so when she goes, that you can live vicariously through what she's doing there. So if you had to round out the discussion of your trip, if you had to say, here's my highlight and here's my low point of the trip, what was it?
I think the low point would definitely be the weather. I mean, I knew it was going to be hot. Like going to Orlando in July, it's going to be hot. I don't think I was prepared for a 107, 108 degree heat index. I mean, there was like heat advisories the whole weekend because it was so uncontrollably hot. Luckily, we didn't have any rain, which maybe we needed. Maybe that would have cooled it off a little bit. Highlight, I think, was the dining. We went to 1900 Park Fair at the Grand Floridian. I think that might be my new favorite breakfast. I'm not big into characters. I get a little awkward with character meet and greet. So that part aside, the buffet at 1900 Park Fair is incredible.
Here, let me ask you real quick. Is it the face characters that it's awkward with?
It's both, but it's definitely more with the face characters, but both for sure. But
I get it. But if they're wearing a mask, if they're wearing a whatever, sorry kids, if you're listening to this, it's a mask. I have less of a hard time messing and interacting with them, but the face characters can be a little bit challenging to work with because you're like, how much do you want me to like play into this? Because we both know that you're playing a character.
I think they could tell that we were feeling a little awkward, so they kept it nice and short and sweet, and then moved on.
Yeah, you'll get used to it at some point, and it'll be great when my little niece and your daughter is here, and that we can live vicariously through them. They can go interact with the characters and stuff. and do all
So I
that.
think between 1900 Park Fair, Wailulu Bar, I'm trying to think. Oh, we did do Narcoossee's one night too at the Grand Floridian.
Ooh, how
Really
was that?
Really good.
Expensive?
Highly. Yes, but it's not like break the bank. There's definitely more expensive places that we've eaten at.
Mm-hmm. Jessica and I, on our very first trip together, it was actually going to be one of the last things we were going to go do, but we learned that we didn't have enough dining plan credits for it, so we had to cancel it, and we didn't want to spend that extra money for it. So we almost did Narcoossee's a long, long time ago, but it's still on that check the box type of situation. Yep. So if you think it's worth it, we need to go do it at some time in the near future.
I would love to eat at all three of those restaurants that we ate at again. They were all so good. So I think that was my highlight.
And this is what I tell people. Look, what are you going to do at Disney World? Well, I'm going to ride the rides, but I'm going to eat as well because some of the food
not Disney food, man. I mean, it is not theme park food. This is some of it is. Some of it is really high quality, delicious food.
It is. And if you I tell people this all the time. I understand you got to go into this with the understanding that everything's expensive. You can make sure that you curb your costs by doing some things and being creative. What is a full meal for me? Am I sharing? Am I sharing a drink? Things like that. And sometimes just do it because it's worth it. I promise you, the majority of this food that you're going to try, especially if you're branching out from hamburgers and hot dogs, which some of them are pretty good too, you're going to have a great experience for the money. It's not necessarily about the money. It's what you get for the money. And I think Disney food to me is always top notch. 99% of the time is top notch. And even if it's not great, you can go to these cast members and say, hey, this wasn't really cooked well, or I didn't really like it. And they're probably going to make it right for you, give you a special treat or something like that. So it's the Disney touch. But if that's anything else from your trip, anything else from the news segment, anything else we need to cover before we wrap up?
I think that's all. I mean, gosh, we could have talked for hours and hours just with everything that we've missed in the last couple months, but I think we did a good job of hitting the highlights.
Well, we'll do our best to stay on a more regular schedule for you all. Keep in mind that we do have as the special announcement was, that Brittney and her husband are expecting. And so that will be happening in the near future, but we're going to work around that. We're not going anywhere, but we're going to try to get back on a more regular schedule for you guys to enjoy this. In the meantime, follow us both on Instagram. You can find our Eye to Eye in the Parks account on Facebook, YouTube, obviously the podcast, the YouTube channel, and TikTok as well. I've been doing some live streams on there to just talk with people about Disney parks topics on occasion during the weekdays if you're interested in those things. Anything else to plug, Brittney?
I mean, like I said before, I'm a travel agent specializing in Disney. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram at Brittney Vacations, or you can comment below and we will link up somehow.
Awesome. All right. Thank you all so much for your patience with us being back. And thanks for coming back to Eye to Eye in the Parks. I don't know if Brittney remembers our sign off, so I will do. Let's see if she does. I got
it.
Oh, here we go. Until we assemble again.
May the force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.